relax. Let's talk about sex. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something that's really close to my heart. We're going to be talking about menstruation and period poverty. So about 26% of the world's population are currently at reproductive age and are menstruators. That's a pretty large population, and periods and menstruation are very stigmatized, even in the United States. A lack of information about menstruation and periods has led to this kind of stigma. These stigmas and taboos cause girls all over the world to miss school, women to miss out on jobs, and it prevents boys and men from getting a decent education on what periods are, what menstruation is, why it happens, and why it's not even that big of a deal or something that should be gross. I'm going to read a quote from UNICEF off my computer. So they said that meeting the hygiene needs of all adolescent girls is a fundamental issue of human rights, dignity, and public health. Obviously, we're going to talk about this in another video, but not only girls and women menstruate, men can too, trans men, and not all women or girls menstruate, both cis women and trans women. So just keep that in mind. A lot of the language and quotes that I might be reading in this video might be a little bit gendered, but we'll come back to that as well. So UNICEF on their website have some facts, so I'm going to read some of these off. Again, I'm going to kind of change the gendered language to be more inclusive. So on average, a woman or menstruator menstruates for about 7 years during their lifetime. The first period can be met with either celebration, fear, or concern. For every girl or menstruator, this signifies an important transition into womanhood, a time when they would benefit from the support of family and friends. Many girls or menstruators do not have complete and accurate understanding of menstruation as a normal biological process. Educating girls before their first period, and importantly boys, on menstruation, or all menstruators, builds their confidence, contributes to social solidarity, and encourages healthy habits. Such information should be provided at home and at school. So obviously, a lot of people don't get this kind of education, don't get this sentiment that menstruation and periods are not something that should be considered gross or taboo. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and I'm also going to talk about a project that I'm working on currently. So UNICEF goes on to say, to make a few other points. So poor menstrual hygiene can pose physical health risks and has been linked to reproductive and urinary tract infections. They say that many girls or menstruators have limited options for affordable menstrual materials. Providing access to private facilities with water and safer low-cost menstrual materials could reduce urogenital diseases. So again, a lot of people don't have access to this, and this isn't just in other countries. This isn't just in what people would consider third world countries or undeveloped countries. We have these problems in the United States as well. The homeless population of women and menstruators, they often don't have access to clean products. They don't have access to pads, tampons, or anything reusable for that matter, forcing them to use scraps of clothing, rags, or even reusing dirty products, or just using toilet paper. Which, of any of us who do menstruate, we've all been in a situation before where we don't have a pad or a tampon, and it can be humiliating. It can feel a little dehumanizing to not be able to have access to something, even if it's temporarily. So you can only imagine what it's like for somebody who never has access or for continually has trouble accessing these products. So what's something that you can do in your community to help alleviate this problem? One thing that you can do is host a period drive. So you can ask your school, you can ask your coworkers, you can ask your friends to start collecting period products and or cash and money, and then you can donate these to local shelters. This is something that's really needed in the community and something that they don't often get donated. A lot of people will donate food and clothing, but not really think about menstrual products. These things, if you go and you buy a pack of pads or a box of tampons for yourself, you can always pick up an extra one and donate it. Like I said, you can host a donation drive. Currently, I'm doing one at my college right now. I'm raising money and collecting products and boxes that I decorated. I'm going to be donating them to 2 local shelters. One shelter is a homeless shelter, and the other one is a shelter for victims of domestic violence. So it's a really great thing. Both of the shelters that I've talked to are super excited to receive these, and I've already been getting some decent donations. So I wanted to come on here, talk a little bit about some facts about menstrual health, and also kind of inspire you to start something in your own community. UNICEF says on their website, 2.3 billion people lack basic access to sanitation services, and only 27% of the population has hand washing facilities with water and soap at home. Managing periods at home is a major challenge for women and adolescents, girls, or menstruators who lack these basic facilities at home. So that's another thing to take into consideration, that these countries and places in the US that have a hard time accessing water, clean water, and things like that make menstruating just all the more difficult, and more so the need for having clean products, having access to baby wipes if they don't have access to clean water, things like that can all be donated, and especially to our homeless population who really need these kind of products. Now I'm going to read you some facts from a website called theborgenproject.org. They have some facts about period poverty, so I'm going to read those to you. The first one is saying that a year's supply of sanitary products in the United States alone costs more than $70. In the UK, there is a 5% tax on period products, and in total, sanitary products cost over £5,000 in lifetime. They also say that lack of affordability information have led young women or menstruators to only use 1 tampon per day or no pad for multiple days. You should only have a tampon in at maximum 8 hours. If you go over that, the blood that collects inside of the tampon can start to break down, it can start to deteriorate, and that is a great way to harbor bacteria. And you can actually get toxic shock syndrome, which can be fatal in some cases. So making sure that you take your tampon out by 8 hours is really, really important for your health. And so a lot of people who don't really have access consistently for tampons are leaving them in for a whole day or even more, which is really unsanitary, it's really unhealthy, and it's a health risk. And so the need to have these products is so important, and so trying to do something in our communities is really, really vital to make sure that menstruators have access to menstrual products. The other thing that a lot of people don't really talk about or teach young boys or girls is how to use products or what they really look like, and the fact that they just shouldn't be stigmatized. So I'm just gonna, for fun, go through and show you a little bit of differences. We have the pad. They usually come in kind of like a plasticky material. There's usually a little tab here. You open it up. You have the pad here. This one has wings on it. So there's gonna be a little sticker thing here that holds it down. The wings come out. I like to pull this part off first before I open that up, but I just wanted to show you. So this is the sticky part. The wings are sticky too. You're gonna put this in your underwear like this. You're gonna fold the wings around, and then you have a nice little pad. Pads usually you want to change about every 2 to 3 hours, but it's okay to sleep in them. If you have a heavier flow, you probably want to use something that is an overnight pad or a maxi pad. The overnight ones are nice because they're longer, and so when you're sleeping, if the blood rolls back, it gets caught in the pad. So the other one, so this is a plastic applicator tampon. These are probably one of the more popular period products. Like I said, no more than 8 hours. So they come in a little plastic applicator like this. So you take your hands, you insert it inside of the vagina, and you want to insert it probably all the way up to your fingertips, and then you're going to hold it at the same time and push it in, and you're going to pull it out. And the string is going to hang on the outside of your body. You're going to throw this away, never flush these down the toilet, never flush tampons down the toilet. And you're gonna leave this in for up to 8 hours maximum, but usually I like to change them every couple of hours, especially if you have a heavier flow, but you'll know when it's leaking. And if you do worry about leaking in your underwear with tampons, you can always get a little panty liner. I don't have an example of that, but it's like a super, super thin little pad that sits in your underwear. And so to pull it out, you're going to angle down from your body, and you're just going to gently pull it out. And then you're going to want to wrap this around, wrap it in toilet paper, and throw it in the trash can. These are really bad for flushing. They can clog your toilets, and they're no fun for sanitary workers who have to clean out the sewage. The other thing I'm going to show you is a cardboard applicator. So these aren't as popular, but if you want to be more environmentally sensitive, these are a really great option because they are biodegradable. So you're going to open it. This is what it looks like. So it's all made out of cardboard and then cotton. These are a little bit of a learning curve to how to use these, but once you get the hang of it, they're not hard at all. The one thing that is a little bit annoying is that it has the cotton sticking out right in the front. So it can be a little bit dry going in, but what's nice is there's like this nice like coating. You can kind of see it's a little shiny, and it makes it like kind of more of a smooth entry. So the same thing, you're going to insert it into the body up to your fingertips. What I recommend with these is really trying to keep this part dry, because if it gets slippery with blood or any vaginal fluid, it can make it really difficult to push this in at the same time. So you're going to hold on with your fingers, you're going to push and pull this out as you do it, and then it's just going to hang outside your body. Same thing, 8 hours max, usually a couple hours you want to change it. You're going to pull down towards your body or away from your body, and it pulls right out. So these look a little bit different brands. This is the plastic applicator, and this is the cardboard applicator. Again, you're going to want to wrap that in toilet paper and throw it in the trash can. So I don't have any on hand right now, but there are other options that are more environmentally friendly and reusable, which are really nice for people who have a lack of access to things. There are reusable cotton pads, and there's reusable menstrual cups, which are a really great option. They're a little silicone cup that's about this big. It sits right below the cervix and it collects blood. You can leave those in for up to 12 hours, and then you just take it out. You dump the blood, you wash it, and you put it back in. And then you want to boil those in between your menstrual cycles. So that way no bacteria stays in there. But they're a really great option, and they're all reusable. So the great part of that is you're not adding garbage, because unfortunately this is a lot of garbage that accumulates. But obviously it's not accessible for everyone because they are a little bit of an investment, the reusable period products. And there's also reusable period panties or reusable period underwear. Those are really great. They collect the blood in the underwear. You just wash it like regular, and then you put a new pair on. Go ahead and try to start a fundraiser in your community if you want to help out, or just donating a box or two of pads or tampons to your local shelter can be really beneficial for someone out there. Yeah, and if you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments. If you have any advice or any ideas for how to help your community with period products, go ahead and pop those in the comments. Otherwise, just go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to keep up to date with some of my new content that I'll be posting. So really excited to make more content for you. I'm really excited about this period product drive. I'll try to make an update video, maybe when we're collecting more products or going to actually donate them. I'll try to document that so I can post it on here. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.